I know y'all in there talking about ain't no sound. We know it's no sound, damn it. Y'all don't even know what we talking about, right? We talking about y'all asses right now and how y'all just disrespectful. Russian, we trying to, let niggas have a couple of minutes. What time we said it was just, look, y'all chill out. Y'all drop that Sauce Nation roll call in the chat real quick. Shout out to Side with Pride, wherever you may be, while we getting a few things in order for y'all. All right, look, we know, we wasn't even talking to y'all. See, that's y'all, that's your problem. Y'all always want to be in everybody's business, man. We was having a conversation and we ain't want y'all to think we wasn't ready, but we was, we wasn't, but we was talking about something. See, then y'all want to start making the best. See, that's why I don't like doing shit for niggas. Y'all Houston niggas just so ungrateful. I fuck with y'all. What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation, man? We just getting a couple of things together, man. We just, make sure everything is on the up and up. But it has been a minute since we've been in it, man. Good to see y'all. A couple of things. I know y'all been like, Honcho, you said you're going to come back. You're going to be consistent with the songs. You've been fucking around. It hasn't been consistent sauce in a while. Like, what's going on with you, bro? What's up with the sauce, man? Look, the schedule at work shifted, and it's at the most. They gave me like the stupidest shift in the world. So now, when we would normally be doing the sauce, like I used to get off at 4:30. Now I don't get off until like 7. So yeah, y'all see that. So there's gonna be a couple of things different probably coming up, but we'll update y'all on how we're gonna handle the schedule as far as the lives and shit. As well as just to expect, I know y'all been asked about the pre-recorded, so that's definitely gonna be coming back. But we will probably, like, tentatively is gonna look like we may just be going live on Fridays and Sundays at the scheduled time. Maybe considering a later live time during the week. Like, I don't want to do no Mondays and Thursdays. That's game days, so ain't nobody gonna want to fuck around with that. So maybe like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, have it like a later live time on that action. But it is what it is. So just give me y'all update, because Sauce Nation, there ain't no sauce without y'all. Y'all are fresh ingredients. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some things. Let's get this conversation going, because we got a big game coming up. There are a lot of storylines from this game. But while we get prepared for that, man, we got some gentlemen from the round getting down with us today, man. Who do we have joining us in the mix today, man?
You got your boy Proud for Stroud Wise, representing for that boy light-skinned CJs. You know what I mean? I ain't bought a Texans jersey in a long time, but for light-skinned CJ, I'll buy a goddamn jersey, bro.
All right. I can't knock that. We got another gentleman getting down with us. They just get some things over. But while we wait, man, make sure you hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? The like button is free if you didn't know. So you can hit that if you're fucking with the show. But aside from that, man, it's a lot of things going on, a lot of conversations to be had, a lot of disappeared on us. Well, we should be back with us here in a second. They saying I'm like Tommy. Y'all trying to do me like Tommy. You ain't got no job, Tommy. I understand. It is what it is. That's why y'all ain't get no goddamn sauce. Goddamn it. But yeah, there we go. And who else we got in the mix joining us this morning, man, for the pregame?
Man, you already know, man. It's Third Coast Sports TV. We ready to smash the fuck out of these boys, bro. It's always been time. It's been a long motherfucking time. We've been waiting on this game week 8. We've been waiting, nigga, 2020. Big Cat, y'all finna get a motherfucking ravish. Nigga, it's gonna be motherfucking bulls on parade every goddamn way. All we gonna see niggas getting gored with the horns today, bro. It's gonna be deep fried panther today.
Oh, baby, yeah. Okay, yeah. We playing the Kitties today. The Carolina Kitties. It is what it is. And it's gonna be a very good game. I know, folks been reserved. We ain't been talking shit around the camp as much as y'all have been used to in the past. People been, we've been pumping on the brakes a little bit. I don't know if that's happening this week, but we'll get into that, man. Like I said, so it's a bunch of storylines in this game, right? A bunch of storylines in this game, right? And I don't know where to start. I mean, I guess let's start with the most important thing, right? Quarterbacks, right? I mean, it is what it is. This is why people watch the game of football. This is why, and why you tune in. A good quarterback can make or break a team. We've seen good Texas teams with terrible quarterbacks and they went nowhere, right? We finally got that missing piece of the puzzle. But on the other side of the ball, there's another guy, a much shorter guy, and also plays the same position. Got taken ahead of our guy, right? And so there's been some people who felt various ways about. There's been a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions about, light-skinned CJ versus little boy Bryce. You know what I'm saying? And who got picked where and what should have happened. And I think some people were turning around. Some people were mad. Some people, I don't know. It's a lot of different storylines, right? But we're talking about the 1 and the 2, right? The 1 and the 2 pick. We also kind of talking about the 3 as well, I guess, if you kind of want to be honest. We talked about the 1, 2, and 3. They all rocking today.
Right.
But talking about the 1 and the 2, talking about what CJ's done, what was expected of Bryce compared to what was expected of CJ, and what's going on with their respective careers up until this point. It's very young, right? It's very new. But I have a question. And this is kind of my question to start off. Is what we're seeing out of CJ right now what people were expecting from Bryce here? And who can take? Let either one of you gentlemen prefer to start can take that.
I don't think. No, I think CJ is doing what he was always going to do because his skill set, everything that they talk about, his anticipation, his touch, where he's placing the ball, throwing guys open. He was always known for that. So to say that, Bryce would be doing that, Bryce was known off of improvisation. Like mostly everything that anybody really liked or had to say about Bryce in a positive way was always deemed to what he could do once he was outside of the pocket. All his downhill throws for the majority of them, they were all outside of the pocket. He's still running into the sacks the same way he was doing in college. Um, he's not really processing, and I don't think he's really seeing things as quickly as a lot of people probably thought that he would. But he's gotten a little better, for each week. There's still some things he definitely has to clean up. I don't think this is the week where he's going to supposedly overcome against the Houston Texans because the defense is going to be a little bit too much for him, in my personal opinion. But I don't. Bryce Young as of now, is a complete letdown, not only for the Panthers but the NFL and everybody who seemingly rooted for him and said that he was the best prospect in this draft.
Wise man, your thoughts? Is the performance is what we're seeing, the success that we're seeing from CJ? Do you feel like that's what the NFL initially expected for Bryce Young?
The NFL didn't expect CJ to come out and be the best quarterback in this draft. To be honest, the whole offseason they were shitting on CJ. They was talking about his S2 scores. They was talking about he went to Ohio State. He had Chris Olave. He had Garrett Wilson. He had this Stover. He had all these talented guys, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Buka. They said it was easy for CJ when he was at Ohio State. All he had to do was throw the ball, and the receivers and the running backs would do the rest. And then they would say, oh, Bryce Young, and on the opposite side of things, they would say Bryce Young, he elevates the talent around him. He don't have no receivers. He got a Jahmyr Gibbs, and he elevated everybody on that Alabama team around him. But what we've seen in the NFL right now, that's the complete opposite. And it's funny, it's really, really funny because before the regular season, Panthers fans, the NFL, all the media was saying the Houston Texans was going to have the number 2 pick in the draft, and it was going to go to Arizona Cardinals. Arizona was going to have the number 1 and number 2 pick of the draft because the Texans was going to be the worst team in the league. And they was also saying that the Texans had no weapons. All of a sudden, they trying to switch up the narrative and say, oh, Bryce don't got no weapons. CJ got all the weapons. It's not even fair. CJ got the better O-line. CJ got Nico. CJ got Tank. CJ got Dalton Schultz. They making it seem like all the guys we got on our team are superstars players. And I'm like, so what? Why y'all switching up your tunes? And I understand y'all like Bryce Young and this and that, but y'all can't sit up here and make excuses for the dude when CJ came into a worse situation, an organization that had 3 consecutive losing seasons. We went through the Booty Bandit ordeal. He came into a situation where Nick Casario had to clean up this whole roster and get rid of Bill O'Brien trash. And he came into a situation where he had a lot of pressure on him, to be honest. He did have a lot of pressure on him, and he ain't do nothing but, and you know what they say, sometimes pressure bursts pipes, and sometimes pressure make diamond. And for CJ, is making a diamond. For Bryce, on the other hand, is bursting pipes. So at the end of the day, I'm very proud of what this kid was doing. To be honest, I didn't have CJ as my number 1 quarterback coming in the pre-draft process until 2 weeks before the draft. Before the draft, I was all AR-15 this, AR-15 that. But when I watched that combine and I seen the throwing performance that CJ put on and how accurate he was with that deep ball and how he was throwing guys wide open, and he was able to develop chemistry with guys like Tank and Zay Flowers and these guys in the combine, I was like, it's no doubt that CJ the best quarterback in this draft. So I'm glad that we got this guy, and I hope that he continues to win games and lead this organization in the right direction.
I respect it, absolutely. And here's the thing about CJ, man. I don't know I don't know. Like I said, I don't be real big on the college deal. You catch the hype, you catch the news when it comes around. But usually there's those stars that transcend college. You kind of hear about here and then. And I don't know if CJ Stroud was one of those guys, right? To me, I wouldn't say so necessarily. But it's funny because the world is emulating CJ Stroud now, right? Like everywhere I look, I see that little dance, little kids in the little whatever we call them, the league games or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I see everybody, how to do this. I see it trending on social media. People want to do the little squabble. Here's how you do the dance. Oh, do the dance. Like, and it's cool. I fuck with it, right? But niggas wasn't fucking with that. People weren't fucking with it like that tough. It wasn't that popular of a thing until you start seeing CJ having this success, breaking, a couple little rookie records. And now kind of, here it is, right? So my thing is this, right? And kind of stepping away from the context of this game, do you feel with everything that's been going on that CJ, light-skinned CJ, does have the potential to be a superstar, or is he already approaching that status in your opinion?
In my mind, he's already approaching the status, bro. The fact that he's already in the top 5, top 10 QB conversations already as a rookie, people are actually saying this. Like, these are people with credibility. This ain't just that, bro. Like, it's his actual play. When you gauge his play right now in the league, what he is doing, he is for the better part even outperform guys like Patrick Mahomes. He's outperformed the Justin Herberts of the world. He's outperformed the Joe Burrows. He's been ahead of Joe Burrow the whole season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In every single metric that counts for a quarterback to be able to consistently win games. Bro, we already seen what the boy could do late. D'Amico already fixed that problem on the defense to be able to not put him in a position where the week after, we're going to let the defense, we're not going to hold our levels. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do what we're going to need because we already got the ace in the hole, which is CJ Stroud. And this boy is making the Houston Texans relevant. It feels good. He's making it to where other franchises like the Panthers, shout out to Big Cat. Y'all boys been holding it down for the Panthers. Bro, when you hear talk, bro, all you talk about is y'all stole our quarterback. No, y'all had every chance to get You had every chance to be able to move up. You moved up. You mortgaged your future away, and your coach was too pussy to be able to pull the trigger and say, "Nah, nigga, you want me to be successful? This is what the fuck I need. If I'm so, what'd you hire me for?" That's why Steve Wilson fucking with the 49ers right now doing a great job with that defense, and it seemed like they tailed off. Bryce Purdy is having a couple little issues, but don't make no mistakes about it. The defense is holding their end of the bargain. But even more so than what CJ is doing, we can't negate what D'Amico has done. What D'Amico has done far exceeds what you could have believed CJ would have been. Normally, defensive guys, when you see them, bro, they have these guys rocking. Defensive guys normally know how to build some of the better teams. It's just as of late, you're seeing a lot of offensive guys, so it just goes with the trend. But make no mistakes about it, the longest tenured coaches are always Mike Tomlin's, the Bill Belichick's, this guy, that guy. These guys get Super Bowls, you know what I'm saying, make it to Super Bowls, and they always have creative offenses, and they always seem to find guys who are very creative at calling plays, and they have sustained success, and they always seem to have a great quarterback. They were concerned about the trenches. They fixed that. They made sure that wasn't a problem for CJ. He has some of the best protection in the league right now. And it feels funny to say that the Texans have one of the better O-lines when they do this coming into the league because it was much improved from last year. We just couldn't expect it. Guys like Jared Patterson, George Fant to raise his level, and have the guys like the Josh Jones. So it's been a collective on offense, defenses, the coaches, the front office, giving these guys what they need to become successful. And CJ is just, with his own ability, he already knew he was the man, and that's exactly why when he was picked, I was so happy because I knew this man was the man for the job. And as Texas fans, we don't think we got the right pick. We know we got the right pick.
Well, man, what do you think? CJ, is he elevating to superstar status? Does he already have star status? And is what's the saying? That a rising tide lifts all ships. So, I mean, how does that bode for the Texans if that is the case?
Yeah, to me, he has that aura. He has that it factor, and it was a lot of conversation a few years ago. Would Deshaun Watson versus Patrick Mahomes be the next Tom Brady and Peyton Manning? Then they tried to do it again with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. But as we can see, is Joe Burrow can't beat Pat Mahomes when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, he beat him once, but when he got to the Super Bowl, they didn't win that game. And Justin Herbert, he's a bum. I mean, he gets a lot of good. He get a lot of stats. He got all the talent around him. He got Mike Williams. He got all these guys around. Austin Eckler's. He got Keenan Allen's. He got all this talent around him, and he get these stats, but he can't win no playoff games. And then you got your Lamar Jacksons. Lamar Jackson only got one playoff win. I mean, he got his MVP, and don't get me wrong, I love Lamar Jackson, but when it comes to playoffs, he folds, bruh. So we got to see what young CJ can do in the playoff. Hopefully he got that opportunity, but I have the belief that CJ is going to be that type of quarterback that can go head-to-head and toe-for-toe with Pat Mahomes. And this kid, I mean, he got what it takes. He take it – when we lose games, he take it personal. When he make a mistake, he take it personal. He always looking at how to fix his mistakes, how to correct his mistakes. He trying to learn. He putting in the work. He's really hungry. He came from nothing, bruh. He came from nothing. He had to stay in the storage facility when he was a kid, bruh. He had to stay in the storage facility. He almost went homeless. Like, yeah, his mom was telling the story, like, yo, we had to stay in the storage facility and all these good things, and he had to make what it was. Like, he didn't have all these NFL trainers and all of that. He didn't get an NFL quarterback coach until he was, like, in college, getting ready for the draft. So it's crazy.
The boy even had contacts.
Yeah, so it's crazy that this guy to hear this guy's story and see where he came from, and that's why we don't see him. That's why we don't see him being too out there and doing all this crazy stuff. He's trying to get that bag. He's trying to make sure he win. He's trying to make a name for himself. And at the end of the day, I like his mentality. And when you look at some of the greats of all time, you look at Tom Brady, when you look at Kobe Bryant, when you look at Michael Jordan, those guys are cold hard killers, bro. They might seem cool and this and that, but at the end of the day, they come to hurt you, bro. They come to take care of business. They 100% locked in, and that's what I can see from this kid, and that's going to take him a long way. So at the end of the day, I think he is going to be a superstar quarterback. To me, I think he could be top 2 quarterbacks in the league, and it's going to be him and Patty Mahomes. And I don't think nobody else is close to them two guys at the end of the day. So it's just all about the Texans. Can we put the right pieces around him? Can we add another number 1 wide receiver target for him? Can we add another running back? Can we add a tight end? Can we continue to protect this guy? Because if we could do that and we could take his opinion when it comes to the draft, if we can take his opinion when it comes to free agency, it's going to take us a long way. And that's what a lot of these great quarterbacks in the past has had. And it's a tandem. The quarterback has to work with the organization and vice versa. So if we could put him in a position to succeed, it's no doubt about where this guy can go. And we don't know what his ceiling can be at the end of the day. But we blessed to have CJ Stroud, man. We just blessed to have him because it's been 23 years and we finally got a franchise quarterback. So I'm just happy to have this guy, and hopefully he continues to do the things that he's been doing on and off the field. And one more thing. Yeah. Y'all whole ass niggas, you know I gotta do the slanders. Y'all can't be taxing my young boy CJ. Y'all can't be. I heard him in the interview. He like every time he do a medias, every time he do a post-game interview, they trying to tax him. They trying to tax him $1,000 each time. Whoever taxing that nigga, y'all sorry bastards wasn't winning no games before CJ Stroud. Y'all should be paying him $1,000 every time he throw a touchdown. How about that? Stop taxing my young. He ain't get the rookie treatment. Y'all need the rookie treatments because y'all niggas was a winning game until CJ Stroud got here. So stop taxing my boy. Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, I like that, man. And it's crazy because, we've kind of heard a similar, we heard the other similar stat story of a quarterback who used to be here, Mr. Pervy Man himself, and that's a whole different thing. But, and I didn't even know all that about CJ. But then, again, you get to a situation and instead of acting like a nigga that ain't never had shit, you come in and you step in, you be a real leader. You know what I'm saying? You do the things that really count, not the shit that looks good, you know what I'm saying, to the people. So I'll definitely rock with that. But let's kind of get more into the game right now and just kind of looking at both sides of it. So it's kind of a comparison. So looking at the good and the bad, right? We want to be fair. We want to be not too biased. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be unbiased about the shit. Goddamn it, fucking Texans fan. But looking at Bryce versus this Texans defense, you know what I'm saying? Where do you see Bryce being able to have success versus the Texans defense? Where do you see Bryce struggling versus this Texans defense today?
The only way I see there's any from a passing perspective, the only way I see any success is if they just playing off and they don't let up no deep passes and he just keeps going underneath, and they never adjust. If he doesn't, if he attempts, if you know they keep playing underneath, and if they're not from we talking about just from a pure passing perspective, that's the only way I can. You know, and the guys who catch the ball are either going to have to catch the ball or Adam Thielen is going to have to take them a long way. He's going to be having to breaking tackles. He's going to have to do all kind of, miraculous shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be some busted coverages. It's going to have to really completely be an off day for not only D'Amico, but that entire defense. Do I see that? I don't know. But then again, it's the Texans, bro. You don't fucking know. You don't know what Texans team gonna show up today. We really don't know. You should. It's cool having the stats on your side and then sometimes it's not. And considering what this team has done in the past, they just laid down a few weeks ago against the and played down the competition. And even though they played a decent team in the Atlanta Falcons, that was a game they very well should have won. And who knows, bro? Desmond Ritter had this coming out party. Derek Carr throws 300 yards the following week. Bro, hopefully this isn't a situation where the defense starts giving up 300 yards. But we did limit the points, though. I mean, in those games, respectively, we gave up, 21? And then we gave up, 10 or 13 the following week. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're giving up a whole lot. But I just don't want him to be able to catch fire and find another, like Wise was trying to tell Big Cat and Unc the other day when we were on this stream, that he starts finding targets and they actually start catching the ball and start believing in this man. This would not be the game for that, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be that team that loses to an 0-6 team. You just don't want to be that team. And for them to be able to get their first win and the amount of shit that we already heard these boys talking on the O's and the offseason, do we really want that? Because it's gonna go on forever and ever.
Okay. Wise man, your thoughts. Where does it look like Bryce can have some success against this Texans defense, and where do you think that he struggles?
Well, I heard an interesting stat yesterday when I was watching the game preview last night, and they were saying the Houston Texans defense has the highest pressure rate, but the lowest blitz percentage in the league.
Right.
Which is really interesting. That means we get in pressure.
Right.
If we blitz more, maybe we can start getting home, bro. And that's what I want to see from D'Amico. Is like, D'Amico, let's get these blitz. We gotta be aggressive. This is a rookie quarterback. We gotta get exotic with these coverages and try to trick him and cause some turnovers. We know we got one of the best teams when it comes to causing turnovers. We need to get an interception. We need to force some fumbles, and the offense is gonna have to score some points from that. Where I think Bryce Young can excel on this defense is the underneath. If we're playing that bend but don't break defense, when we allow underneath routes, slants, drags, all of that type of crazy stuff in routes, it's going to be a long day because they can just dink and dime and throw it underneath.
Right.
And Bryce Young is that type of quarterback. He likes to just throw it underneath all game. I would play so aggressive. I would test them to try to go deep against our defense.
Right.
I would play a lot of man coverage this game. But we've been seeing a lot of zone this year. But I would try to test them and play a lot of man coverage and try to get him on press and get in guys' chests, because I don't want these guys to dink and dime and be put in a situation where we got to go back and forward and they putting up points and they getting the ball in the end zone, because it's gonna be a long day. And like I said, I learned my lessons. I'm not gonna say that Bryce Young gonna have a bad day or anything like that. I learned my lesson from the Desmond Ritter game. I seen what Derek Carr did the last week. So at the end of the day, we still are the Houston Texans. Anything is possible. Any team can come out and surprise us. It happens every year. So the Texans just need to come out, start early, put their foot on their neck, blitz the quarterback, get exotic, and make some plays. Because We got a lot of our starters back. It shouldn't be any excuses. The only guy I think we're missing on defense right now is Stingley Jr.'s, but we got Javier Thomas back. And we missing Sheldon Rankins. I don't think that's too much of a big deal because as long as we got and we got Ridgeway back. I don't think that's a big deal because we got Shaq Griffin. So if Shaq Griffin was missing, Perriman's back. Perriman's back as well. So it should be a phenomenal game for this defense. Hopefully, we can see another performance where our defense holds this team to under 10 points. I did see though that the Panthers offense started out early against the Miami Dolphins, but on the opposite side of things, their defense couldn't stop Tua and Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle. So in a run game, so. Man, at the end of the day, we got to get aggressive. We got to throw some blitzes at these guys. We got to get home. We got to force some turnovers. And one thing about the Bryce Young is he do fumble the ball a lot. So, Willie Anderson, I need you to get home and sack your old teammate, bro.
One thing about Bryce, if you touch Bryce, he is very easy to touch down. You get a hand on that boy, man. I seen him break out a couple of sacks, but more often than not, when you touch him, this needs to be a game, bro, where they need to get Bryce Young in long situations like long third down, long second down. Make them have mistakes where they cause them a lot of first starts and they wouldn't put in horrible search situations on first downs. I think if you do that, then it could work out well for the Texans. And if everything is rocking on the offense for CJ, which I'm pretty sure we'll get to in a second, then that can work its way out.
Absolutely. Well, since you mentioned it, let's go ahead and talk about it. On the flip side of things, and shout out to my boy Mitch, man. I know he at the game. He sent a couple of pictures and posted them up. Shout out to Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. And make sure. But on the flip side of things, man, looking at CJ against this Carolina defense, where do you see CJ having his successes? And do you see what potential struggles do you see, for CJ out there?
Well, I think Gyro is a good play caller. I think he's put them in a lot of – the defense really hasn't been much of a process. They play hard. It's just once you get a lead on them, it ain't really much they can do. They are opportunistic defense. They do get pick sixes. They can cause fumbles. They can – they haven't really been getting a whole lot of sacks, but they can get home when the guys do get there. Overall, I mean, their corners, they play okay, but they have some liabilities too. Brian Burns, he's not as consistent as they would like for him to be. Derek Brown is probably going to be able to cause some interior pressure. Frankie Louvu is going to probably be able to make plays in the run game, possibly, get some pass deflections here, probably first, second, third down, it just depends on, where they drop him. And, you got to watch out, CJ Henderson, hands down, is the biggest. He's going to be the who
liability
is going to be. Whoever CJ Henderson is guarding, that's who you need to throw the ball to. Like, if Nico is guarding this back, bro, Nico going to have a fucking crazy game. If he going against Tank, if he going to I believe even if he goes against Xavier Hutchinson or Mitchie, finally gets to have his game where he really gets to come out of the woodwork and gets it done. You never know. They're not good against the tight ends, so that's a plus for us. Dalton Schultz has been getting the target, but he's still gonna get the slanders this week because every single week we done slandered him because he still doesn't block well. He still be missing guys in the run game. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. But I don't really think it's anything that they can do because CJ has seen much harder defenses. But then again, sometimes it's those teams that you really don't expect from who can come out and do some shit that you really haven't seen, and it affects you in a completely different way, even more so than defenses that you've seen in the past. You never know. It's a new week. After the bye week, it's a 0-0 all over again. So it's a completely different record that we're gonna end up having. Personally, I don't see it as a real problem for CJ, but you never know. He could be off. His percentage could be down. Dudes could be dropping the balls today. That's what I could see. I could see if he's not having a great day, then the team's not going to be having a great day. Do I think that the Carolina Panthers defense, in theory, are going to cause a major problems against CJ, considering the teams that he's already faced with much harder defenses in specific areas? Personally, no, I don't. But hey, an hour, time to tell, bro.
Man, I'm ready for this game to start.
Wild man, your thoughts? CJ, we didn't missed out for a little bit. It's time to, we're coming off. My bad, little thing. What do you see successes for CJ? What do you see struggles for CJ today?
You know, it ain't all on CJ always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is the run game going to help CJ Stroud today? That's my question. Damian Pierce, Devin Singletary, are y'all going to be able to chew out the clock and get these first downs and average at least 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry today? Are y'all going to be able to make adjustments after the bye week? Because I heard Damian Pierce back. Nappy Damian Pierce is back. He ain't got the dreads no more. He got the nappy hair. You know what that means? He going for $150. So at the end of the day, if the run game can handle help out CJ Stroud, this offense can be very successful because the run game can set up the play action. In the play action, we can run deep post routes. We can have Tank running wide open underneath. Tank Dell being back this week is huge, bro, because without having Tank Dell the last week, I didn't think it was going to be a good game for us, but we still was able to pull it out. So having Tank Dell is going to be key to this offense this week. And Robert Woods is out. Hopefully they can free my boy Mechie. Hopefully they can free Hutchinson and get those guys on the field because both of those kids have a lot of potential. And I almost said something. I'm no word. But that punk Dawson Schultz, bro, he better show up today. And I know people say, "Oh, he had 2 good games. He had 3 good games." Man, the man only got 200 yards in 6 games, bro. That's bum. That's like 35 yards a game, bro. I need him to step up and have a big game because for a rookie quarterback, the tight end is supposed to be the safe haven. Whenever nobody's open and he go through all his progression and go through all his reads, he's supposed to be able to dump it off to the tight end and the tight end go and make a big play for the offense. So the key for CJ today is going to be if the run game and the tight end can help him out, and how does those young wide receivers, John Mechie, Noah Brown, he ain't young, and Xavier Hutchinson step up if they get play time today. So I don't think that Carolina defense, they actually one of the worst secondaries in the league. They do have some guys, though, like Wink said. So I'm not going to sit up here and discredit these guys because they got Brian Burns, they got Frankie Louvu, they got CJ Henderson. He might be bad, but it might be his day today. You never know. And then they still got what's his name? The dreads, Dante Jackson, bro. Yeah. So I mean, they missing Jeremy Chin, but they got some guys that can make plays on that defensive side of the ball. And they play hard. So at the end of the day, bro, we got to come out here. We got to execute. We got to start early. We got to put the ball in the end zone during the first drive. And we can't go with field goals. Once we settle for field goals, that's how we get ourselves in tough situations. We got to put the ball in the end zone when we get in the red zone. We don't want to see too much time.
This is the Panthers' biggest weakness. Over the last 3 games, they have allowed 90% of their touchdowns in the red zone. 90%. Wow. Goal-to-goal situations, if you get to the red zone, we got to pump it in. The stats prove otherwise that, hey, this team can't stop nobody in the red zone. That's where they get real weak at. And they are not very good on third down on either side. Not stopping on third down for defense and not getting third downs on offense. They are one of the weaker teams, and they don't score a lot of points. So you're going to need to capitalize on both sides of the Houston Texans coming out at Bank of America Stadium today against Scott Fitterer and his monkeys.
It's a crew of flunkies.
And the commissioner there too.
Hey, let's speaking of flunkies. Man, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the real hoe shit going on today. And the real hoe shit going on today ain't got shit to do with this game, man. Let's talk about the most hoe-acid behavior impacting the city of Houston today. That ain't got shit to do with Houston. That's them bitch-ass meth mountain maniacs, them punk-ass Tennessee Titans rocking the Oilers colors this week. How do y'all feel about that?
They're doing it against a horrible team, too.
And they got Will Levis, Mayo boy, starting at quarterback. It's all good.
Yeah.
They continue to lose in history. Continue that losing history. I mean, keep buying into the losing history. Y'all can have those colors. It's all good. We're a new franchise. We rock with the Texans nowadays. The Oilers was a team that never won a Super Bowl, and they continue not to go win Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, y'all can have that. If that's what make y'all happy, if y'all want to be delusional, I see fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, we was the Oilers for 1 year." 1 year, and you buying into that? Like, oh, that's like me if I'm saying the Rockets. Yeah, I'm the San Diego Rockets. Yeah, it was cool for us to pay tribute to the San Diego Rockets, but the Rockets started as the San Diego Rockets for like 5 years. Then they moved to Houston, but they didn't say, oh, this is our culture, this is our history, and this and that. I mean, the Titans, bro. I mean, fuck that lesbo bitch, Amy Adams, whatever her name is. I hate her. Like I said in the first stream, somebody should knock her ass out, but it's all good. They can have it, bro. At the end of the day, we're gonna have our new jerseys next year, and hopefully we can win a Super Bowl, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So, they bummed. That's why they in last place right now.
I have a question though. What does it take? What does it take from the Texans? And this is just off the top of my head, just really thought of it. What is it going to take from the Texans for them to make the city of Houston forget the Oilers?
The baby boomers to
Nothing, because it's our history.
I mean, it's all good. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, with the younger generation coming up, at the end of the day, eventually it's gonna fade away. Like it's gonna be a distant memory. But
you still feel like that the majority of, or I want to say the majority, because you got Texas fans or Texas fans and people, but do you think that people still like in comparison, because there's still that comparison between the Oilers and what they were versus the Texans now? Do you think people still hold more reverence for the Oilers at this point in the Texans history or for the Texans right now?
Well, that's an age thing.
Yeah.
I think that's just an age thing. It just depends on what era you were really watching this football team. If you were watching it, during the 80s, the 70s, you know what I'm saying, when we had Earl Campbell, you have all of those issues, and you seen War Moon the entire time that he was here. I was a young kid, so like I loved the Oilers when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, but
on the opposite side,
but the jerseys undoubtedly, the jerseys will undoubtedly be my favorite jerseys of all time. That's just, but that's a different conversation. As far as the Oilers itself, like, bro, it's emphasis on the name before you say the Oilers. It's always was Houston. That's what it's recognized for. It will never be recognized for anything that Tennessee doing. Everything that Tennessee got is Titan related, and that.
Why you say you see kind of the opposite?
Yeah, I'm the opposite because I'm about to be 30 next year, and I mean, when I grew up, all I knew, I knew what the Oilers was. I knew their history and stuff like that.
Right.
I went to the Astrodome and stuff like that when I was a kid because I used to have the Astrodome at the rodeo, and you see the Oilers stuff all the time. But I have no emotional ties to it because literally when I was a kid, when I was in third grade, the Texans started. So literally, I grew up as the Texans grew up. I grew up with the Texans. So that's all I've been tied to my whole life is the Houston Texans. The Oilers, I know Earl Campbell, I know Warren Move, I know Elvin Bethea, I know Bruce Matthews and things of that stuff. But I never got to personally experience that in real life, in real time. Or I never got to see those Super Bowl, those AFC Championship losses or anything like that. So I can't sit up here and say, I'm tied to the Oilers organization, I'm mad and this and that. No, I got the Texans. It's all good. We move forward. So, it's nice. It would be nice if we could have that Houston history back, if we could wear our jerseys, but the baby blue jerseys and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's all good. We're gonna get new jerseys. We're gonna move forward, and if that's what made them happy, it made them happy, bro. At the end of the day, they just sore losers. But it is a lot of old school fans. Like I said, it's the younger crowd versus the older crowd. I see a lot of old school fans that's pissed about it. The younger crowd is just like,
I know what player pissed about it. He's JJ Watt. JJ Watt was pissed. He was like, bro, I want to wear those jerseys so bad. He was like, yeah, at least Hopkins get to wear them. He called him. He was like, yeah, at least Hopkins get to wear them. He probably the only Texans player that will be able to wear them.
I fuck Hopkins. You went and got yourself affiliated with them others, man. Can't fuck with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You made a decision. You got to stand on that. But yeah, and I think too, kind of just my perspective on it, I think, like I said, it would take the Texans, like I said, getting to an AFC championship, having success in one. I don't think the bar is very high, honestly, but it's been a struggle for us up until this point. You know what I mean? I think that's a personal thing for the Texans to achieve and for the city of Houston. And I think that will kind of push the orders kind of away, because then you're talking about overall success wise, you're in that same conversation.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Also, I've seen Shelly in here. I think Shelly got an old rotten snap ass about it. Shelly, a Panthers fan. And she be in the den talking that bullshit too. So, you know, ain't
shout
no
out to Shelly.
Oh, Mark ass. But yeah, you know, we fuck with Shelly. But yeah, so like getting back to it though, man, you know, we do some things around this way. We do some things around these parts. And so y'all make sure y'all start getting ready for that. But I want to go back to something. I want to go back to Tank Dell. So we kind of briefly mentioned that, right? And with Woods being out, you know, how big of a game do you expect from Tank, especially having missed a couple?
Man, that's that boy birthday, man.
Yeah,
boy birthday, man. That boy finna have a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna have a big day today, bro.
It's
big day, bro.
And the Panthers passed on him and CJ.
Yeah.
Man, they got something out for these guys, bro.
Yeah, and speaking of that, right? So go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm just saying I'm gonna be modest with it, but yeah, I expect them to have great days. But yeah.
But how big of that, like, and we know we talked about, you mentioned earlier, like, about CJ being all about his business, being a killer in the same tone of the Michael Jordans, the Tom Bradys, guys of that caliber. And we know what guys of that caliber did to teams that overlooked them or people they felt slighted by, right? Like people who they felt those kind of guys would build up, even if it wouldn't be, they would say like Michael Jordan would take a little something and hype it up so much in his head and make it such an insult that it would get him fired up for the game. Yeah. How big of a situation is that to CJ being passed over by this team when he could have been the number one overall? You know, and again, he's having success where he's at. I think he's happy where he's at. But do you think that's sitting in the back of his mind? Do you think that's going to impact how he comes out today and plays?
Oh yeah, that's sitting in the back of his mind.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's sitting in the back of his mind. In the pre-draft process, they was telling him, "Can't wait till you get to Charlotte and get you a house so we can play basketball, a game of horse, and things of that sort." And the coaching staff wanted to draft him and things of that sort. And I mean, you got to think about it. His whole life, he'd been ranked number 2 or ranked number 3 behind Bryce Young. So I know they friends, but you know, as friends, bro, you still very competitive, bro. And to have a guy ranked ahead of you your whole time, you got an opportunity to prove that, hey, I'm really the better guy. I think that's what he's gonna go out here and show today. And it's definitely in the back of his mind. And the fact that the whole offseason, he was rated, to be honest, he was rated the number 1 quarterback in the Panthers' eyes. And then towards the end of the draft, after the combine and things of that sort, then the owner pressured the team to go ahead and take Bryce Young. So yeah, I think he gonna come out here with a vengeance. But I'm trying to be modest today. I ain't trying to go too crazy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to hold back. You know, but yeah, that's all I gotta say. What you gotta say, Wayne?
I'm not gonna go crazy until tomorrow, until after the game.
Yeah.
The moment. Hey, and shout out to 2020 and everybody who's in here, because y'all already know what to do. Because he going live when this fucking game is over from the stadium. Y'all already know.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Pull up. Y'all talking about pulling up. Y'all want to pull up after the game? We can do that. We can pull up after the game. We can do that.
Y'all want to pull up after the fact? Y'all let me know something.
Yeah, we go pull up. That's a bet. For sure,
they
man.
Call in. We stream. We got the stream yard too. Same thing. We'll drop the link.
That's a bet. So we can definitely do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. One, make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all ain't hit that like button, y'all ain't no fresh ingredient. Fresh ingredient, the real fresh ingredients, I already know. First thing they do when they pull up is hit that like button. Couple of things too before we get into the mark my motherfucking words, before we get into the score predictions, all that good shit. Y'all know how we like it. I'm telling y'all. So things have been changed up. Just kind of hip y'all, the ones who wasn't in here earlier, about, you know, work schedules and kind of changed them. So that's why the sauce been a little bit sporadic. Right now, it's looking like Fridays and Sundays are going to be live streams. We will be dropping some pre-recorded content, and then we'll be kind of making a decision, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, possibly doing a later stream because, like I say, it's just until things get back acclimated the right way. That's just kind of how it's going to be. So look forward to more recorded content. Also, make sure if you're in the Patreon, if you're in the Discord, make sure you on point with your Patreon. If you ain't in there, make sure you get in there. Well, I told you there's a lot more stuff going to be happening. Next week's stream will be much more interactive. Again, also there's going to be some things that's going to tie into the Patreon, into the Discord. So if you're a part of that, make sure you're a part of that. And like I said, I'm just going to be tightening up a whole bunch of stuff, getting things in order. So make sure, I'm telling y'all, we finna get the sauce back like it was, actually better than what it was, because I tell you, there ain't no sauce without y'all. Y'all the fresh ingredients. Y'all make this thing what it is. I know y'all been asking about the sauce line, working on that also. Try to have that rocking by the end of the week next week. But yeah, other than that, we got the little housekeeping commentary out the way. Let's talk about it, man. So we do a thing around this motherfucker called Mark My Motherfucking Words. So if you want your Mark My Motherfucking Words to be recognized, you have to use the correct hashtag. Hashtag MMFW. And what Mark My Motherfucking Words means is you have to make a bold prediction. I know, I think CJ he's gonna go 17 for 21 for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, I don't want no average ass out of it. You got to put something. You got to put your name on it. You got to put on whatever it is that you standing on. You got to put that Mark My Motherfucking Words, make a bold prediction. So drop those in the chat. And while you're dropping those in the chat, we'll start off with the round, man. Mr. Wink, do you have a Mark My Motherfucking Words for us today?
Yes, I do. Mark my motherfucking words. Nigga Will Anderson. Nigga gonna get 3 sacks against Bryce Young today. He gonna cause a fumble. It's going back to the crib. Henry To'o is gonna have 12 tackles. He gonna get a half a sack against Bryce Young. And CJ Stroud is about to throw 300 and he's throwing 400 yards today.
Light skin GJ going for
4 yards, 400 yards, 5 TDs, no picks, and no sacks.
Okay.
He gonna bounce back. And he will throw 70. He will throw anywhere between 68 to 72% on the day.
Fucking with it. Wise man, do you have a Mark My Motherfucking Words for today's game?
Yeah, mark my motherfucking words. My boy Nappy DP, Damian Piz, gonna go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns today. Also, mark my motherfucking words. On the defensive side of the ball, Jalen Pitre gonna have a interception, and he gonna have an interception. So I got Jalen Pitre with an interception. I got Damian Pierce over 150 yards, and mark my motherfucking words. This is the last one. John Mechie get his first career touchdown today.
Okay, Mechie moment. I'm with that. Okay,
that's my three. That's
I got another. I kind of got one more I left out.
All right.
Steven Nelson will have 5 passes defense and 2 picks.
Oh, we going big bold. Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah. He going psycho today.
See, I was going on the same route as Wise. I need my boy DP to get back active. I really was going for him, so I got to think about that one. Got a couple of chats say Messi get his first TD. I see Mudbone say that. Everybody say Dalton Schultz 3 TDs, 100 yards. Okay, that's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction. I ain't mad at you though. Who is this dude saying Willie get a sack and a forced fumble on Bryce? Purple Drake say Nelson getting an INT today. Heck say Bryce Young gets sacked 6 times, throws 2 INTs and a fumble. Oh, well, they go bitch that motherfucker after the game. And it say Robbie say that CJ Stroud had the most TDs of any game so far. Okay, I can rock with that. Man, look. Yeah, like I said, I was going Pierce with the 2 TDs. I want to give him $1.50. I want to give him $1.25. But I do want to see that running game get active. Like that is a concern that I do have. I would like to see some consistency in the running game. I don't know if I have one defensive. I don't know if I have one defensive. I got some. Give me a second. Let me think. I got to give my boy. I think Cashman got to get some love. Yeah. I gotta give my boy Canvas some love. So let me think about it. The CWB. Yeah, let me think about that. Jack Triple say down with 202D. All right, while we doing that, man, let's go ahead and do those. Oh shit. Let's get those score predictions because it is almost about that time. And we gotta get ready to slide in the Discord. If you ain't a part of that, look, you ain't get the Patreon, $5 a month, just join it's like 24/7 sauce, and trust me, I know some of y'all gonna be fiending for it because we just can't go as live as much right now. You get sauce all day in the Patreon, and again, I'm telling y'all, I ain't gonna tell y'all what. There's gonna be some new things coming up, fucking with the Patreon supporters, with the sauce as a whole. Y'all just stay. I've been telling y'all we're gonna be working on some new things. But let's get the score predictions for today's game, man. What y'all got? What y'all thinking? How y'all feeling this game gonna play out? It's all said and done.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game for the Texans, bro. I got it 35-17.
35-17. What you got there, Wild Man?
Yeah, since Unk said 31-28, I'm gonna go Houston Texans 34. Panthers. Bryce is a what you call it? A waste time, whatever, garbage time quarterback. So I'll give him 14. Yeah, I'll give him 17. 34-17. 34-17. I'll give him.
Yeah, I wrote mine was 34-10 to begin this one. I think the Texans come out. And have a dominant out. I think both sides of the ball come out to play today, and I think that he gets a little score late in the game. I think that this team is riding with their leader. I think this team feels CJ. I think CJ gonna come out and set the tone.
Yeah.
And I think them boys gonna play behind that, and they're gonna know what's going on. So with that being said, though, it is about that time. So again, real quick, y'all want to say anything before we get up out of here?
Shout out to Sauce Nation. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for y'all support. Hopefully we win this game because, after the stream, we're going to the Panthers stream and we're going to talk our shit. So, we're going to talk our shit today and tomorrows and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays.
You already know.
Oh, it right now, it's straight slanders time. Nigga, we already know who off the books, who don't get no slanders. But, nigga, fuck Dalton Schultz. Fuck Blake Cashman. Fuck Will Anderson's. Fuck Xavier Hutchinson's. Fuck Dameon Pierce, Devin Singletary, Titus Howard, Tonsils, nigga Hassan Ridgeway, because your bitch ass ain't played, nigga, and Denzel Perryman for missing games, nigga. You've been missing games, and the whole Texas secondary, besides Steven Nelson, everybody else deserves a plan, nigga. All you niggas.
All right, I'm with that, and man. Like I said, man, shout out to Sauce Nation. It is about that game time. I will be. I know it's a lot of stuff there. I know I got some old emojis still lingering around. I need to clean up too. We don't get that. I know that little predator, one of them little predator emojis still out there. We're gonna clean that up. We're gonna get that dirt off our shoulders. I'll work on that while we in the game and everything. But man, I fuck with y'all, Sauce Nation Roundtable. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this morning or whatever. And again, after the game, y'all know how it's going down. Gonna slide over to the side. Win, lose, or draw. We got to stand on that because that's what we're about in the sauce. You got to always be accountable for your shit. So if we come up looking embarrassed, we still gonna be over there. If we come up looking good, we definitely gonna be over there. So it is what it is. But let me say we trying to produce this game time. If you in the Patreon, get in the fucking Discord. Y'all know how we rocking. But with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy. Hey, Sauce Nation, folks, y'all the first ingredients of the motherfucking world. We appreciate y'all, man. Till next time, we out. Adios. Arrivederci. All that shit. Ciao. Bye, nigga.